Hello again, it's Elizabeth and I'm here in my art loft, ready to show you what a few happy accidents can result in the use of your jelly plate. Now let's make sure I have everything here. First happy accident was, I looked through some of my craft supply drawers and I found some interesting stuff called tulip sparkle spray and glitter spray by Deco Fabrics. And I tried these things, and of course they would not spray because they never do when you want them to, right? Anyway, let me put on my apron here so I don't make a mess because this is messy stuff. The other happy accident was I actually went to Hobby Lobby the other day, and everything I had in my hand or in my cart was on sale, and I happened across this thing, which is I think it's Tim Holtz Distress brush, and what it is a bunch of little plastic bristles, I guess you want to call them, that look like they're about a millimeter or something in diameter. And what it's for is to use for marbling or other things that you want to make little spray dots. So if you put paint on the end of there and you go like that, supposedly the dots will come out on your stuff. And what was the third happy accident? Well, anyway, I'll figure it out as I go. But what I did was to mix this up with a little bit other paint, and these ones you can hear have a rattle because they have a ball in there to help mix those up. Of course, they won't spray, but you can get the paint. Of course, you can get the paint out and blop it on your gel plate, or you can just pour it on your gel plate. And that was the third happy accident, was when I used this other one here, the tulip one. When it went out on the gel plate, it was, it's not anymore. I mixed it with some stuff. But it was a total blob. So I had these blobs of paint on my gel plate, and I didn't have anything to do with them. So I took my brush and I was going to spread them out, and I had this brush, and I figured, well, that's easy to clean because it's got plastic bristles rather than a regular brush might be. And this one, actually I'm going to roll this real quick first and then show you what I did with it, because I've really got too much paint out here. I might even have to take some off. And then the other day also I was watching a YouTube channel with Robin McClendon, and that's Robyn McClendon, and she does a lot of interesting things. I really love her channel. But the thing that she did that was interesting that day was that she had a gel print that she had already done, and she used her paintbrush to make some dry brush marks on it, so that would be more interesting than just the gel plate as it is, because we see the gel plates and the gel prints, and we're like, okay, that's great, but we want more. There's always more. We always want more. So at any rate, when I don't have this quite so juicy, oh, look at that, that's interesting, maybe I'll just use that. But what I did earlier, let me get that goop off of there. Come here, you goop. Put a little bit of paper towel marks. Wow, look at the sparklies on that paper towel. This paint here has a lot of sparklies in it, but what I did earlier was to just go through and make some dry brush marks with this brush rather than with a paint brush. Clean off my brayer real quick before it gets all gooped up. I know, not sequential. Well, anyway, so if you make all these little dry brush marks with this, then you get an interesting result on your print. I like to have them in different directions and I think it's interesting how the paint, this stuff goops up. I'm not going in the middle. I'm going to leave that all squishy. I think that looks kind of cool too. But I like how it like has like wave marks. Do you know what I mean? Has the end, when you stop your brush mark, you have a little stop of paint. Anyway, you'll see what I mean when we get our print from this. Reminds me some of Christmas ribbons, you know, when your ribbons are all pieces, parts in there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pick that up with a piece of tracing paper. Which I had over on the other table, of course. Now what it's going to pick up, because it's already drying on the plate a little bit in the places that don't have the thickened paint, so it's going to basically just pick up the thickened paint. I'm going to make a nice, and we are going to get some squish marks. See the squish marks? But look at that piece of tracing paper that you can use like in your collage on top of something just to make some brush marky looking things. If I had let it dry a little bit more, I would have gotten a little bit different looking print too. Okay, let me put this away here real quick. And I'm going to manipulate that a little bit more because I don't like how it looks now, and then it will dry faster too if I spread it out more. So I'll just give it a quick brushing again. And as you can see, I'm kind of randomly doing it so that it looks more interesting, and then if it was just straight across. I also had some other stuff left on my plate, so when we do my print from it, we'll see some of that as well. And there is a little bit of sparklies and goop still left on the plate. Okay, I think I'm going to choose, should go wash that right now, but it actually, I let it dry yesterday in the brush and it does come out, so I'm not, actually that was paint, but we'll not worry about it. I'm going to put a little of my mixed azure paint on there. Actually I'm not, I'm going to use this one, yeah. Dark chocolate cherry. Let's just put a little pile there. And spread that baby out. You can see the brush marks now as I'm doing this. Is picking up wherever it was wet, and then you can see where the brush marks were in there. I've been playing with stencils to try to partially recreate one that I did some time ago, and I haven't gotten the right stencil combination or the right paint combination, or whichever the case. I'm rolling off the brayer on my brown paper over here. And we're going to put a stencil down on that. I think I'm going to choose this one. A circle stencil that I had some time ago, that I made some time ago, and I know I shouldn't have laid it down twice, but I did, so that's life. I think I'm going to put that onto this one, which is an ugly print as it is. Poor ugly print. I'm going to pick that up with that. Can't hurt it, in other words. And it had stuff on the back of it as well. Had one ugly print that I did, and it had like 4 or 5 layers on it, and I put 2 more layers on it, and it turned out pretty. But that doesn't happen very often, unfortunately. Okay, that might be interesting. It's got a good beginning. The chocolate brown is a really nice, dark, rich brown. It's got kind of a red tone to it. And I'm going to take this over my other table and put some tracing paper on it and take all the ink off my stencil. I don't quite have enough room on that table to do all this, so I move over to my other table and work on it. Well, that didn't do what I wanted, but it's getting there. Okay. So I don't want that much brown, I don't think. So I think I'm going to take some of that off with my another sheet of paper here. I know it won't pick up the whole thing, but it will take off a lot of the excess. I'm lightly rubbing, not really heavily rubbing, because I don't want all of it to come off, just the wet parts. And that'll be interesting. Kind of a ghost print, because it had almost dried. It'll be an interesting start to something. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this one look kind of bossy, but I don't think that's going to work. And I don't think my brush strokes are really showing much, except maybe right there. Yeah. When I did this earlier today, I saw more of them. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to bring up is that I had, last week, the fortune of getting 100 viewers. No, 100 subscribers to my YouTube channel. So I think this is a big deal. I know a lot of you have like 30,000 and everything. But for me, it's only, I've only gotten the 100 just in this last week. So I'm going to have a giveaway. And all you have to do to enter for the giveaway is to like this video, subscribe if you aren't already subscribed, comment, because I won't know you're there unless you comment, and share this video if you wish. I'm not saying you have to share it. Of course, I wouldn't know if you did share it. Maybe I would know. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It'll be fun if you can do all those things. If you can't, then sorry. I'm going to give away 10 of my original prints in a variety of styles and colors, so that you might like some of them at least if you win. And all you have to do again is to like, subscribe, share if you want, and comment. So if you aren't subscribed, do subscribe. If you have subscribed, then you don't have to resubscribe, because obviously you can't do that. Okay, we'll roll this off. We'll get our other stencil and do some fun stuff with this. I'm going to use the same one. I'll pick this up. Ow! Just got a paper cut on the edge of that paper. Don't do that when you're doing yours. Okay. And that didn't pick up much, so let's do a little bit more, see if we can get a little more out of it. I know, shaking my whole table. I hope I'm not shaking the camera, but you never know. Yeah. Still kind of interesting. Oh, did you see the print? There. See, it's got some interesting things going on in there. Okay. I'm going to take this over to my other table and wipe it off, just in case it's got anything that can be wiped off onto this gel print. It'll just be a moment. Gotta wait for that to dry anyway, so. Mess that up. Okay. Okay. Now I want that to really pop. That's the back of it. That looks good, doesn't it? But this side is what we're going to actually pick up, so that's not quite as interesting, I don't think. Okay, let's see what we get. The giveaway will be done in a week, so you have a week to do all the things that I ask, like, subscribe, etc. And then I will have another video in a week's time that will show you, that will tell you who won. Of all the people that have commented and done all the other stuff that I ask. Yep, this is a mixed paint, so it doesn't, I don't know, whatever it says on the front is not what it is. I think this sprayer's getting a little squeaky too. Did you hear that? Okay. Blue always looks good with copper. And that wasn't copper, that was, oh, it was copper, sorry. the Delta, or sorry, Deco Arts copper, Extreme Sheen copper. I usually use the Delta Ceramcoat copper, and that works about the same. Looks a little different on your plate. Trying to get the lines out of this. Okay, that looks pretty good. Rolling off my sprayer. And let's see how much of that piece of paper we'll pick up. And don't get a paper cut. Okay, that's all right with me. It's left a little bit of it on the plate still, but that's kind of interesting. Look how shiny that is there. Okay, we'll deposit that in the drying area. Oh, look what it looks like from the other side. Let's see what you look like from the other side. Oh, that's looking nice. Now let's see, pick that up with the gold, and we'll have kind of a golden pond thing, which is a play on Golden Pond. Remember that? Got little goobers on the bottom of my plate. I don't like to have those because then when you're looking from the top, you're thinking, oh, that's there, but it's not really there. Okay. I just got another one there. Yep. My finger had wet paint on it. Okay, we're ready to go with this. I'm going to put my gold Extreme Sheen, which is the thing that my pickup paint of choice. It's the best one as far as I'm concerned for picking up everything that's on your plate. And I know it's still a little bit wet here, but that'll be all right. It might mix with the gold, but it'll be all right. This gold rolls out so nicely. I better not say stuff because it'll mess up just for fun. But it rolls out nicely, and I love the way it looks on the paper. I love the way it looks on the plate. I like the way it rolls out. Just beautiful stuff. Okay, that looks pretty even. Roll this off. And get my paper. This paper I'm using, if you haven't watched some of my other videos, they all say it, is Finch Fine, and it's a commercial grade paper. This is 100-pound weight, and I looked it up recently on the internet, and you can get Finch Fine in the 70 and 80-pound range at Staples. So if you're interested, you can get it there. I don't think it comes as large as the sheets that I have. The sheets that I have are 13 by 15 because my plate is 12 by 14. And I have those because when I purchased this, I purchased it in a ream of paper that was 35, I think, by, no, not 35. Let's see, it's 2 times. It's like 30 by 25 or something like that. So I get 2 sheets out of one of the large sheets of paper. So I have to cut this down myself, and I cut this down to 13 by 15 so that it will go on my plate and leave an overhang so I'm not getting my fingers all in the paint. I've seen a lot of people, including Robin McClendon, put smaller pieces around on the plate, and I don't know how she doesn't get her hands full of it, but she doesn't seem to have that problem. I do anytime I'm using a small piece of paper. So, okay, so, oh, I'm liking that. Look at that. And because of the way the paint worked on the paper, I'm getting kind of a pointillism. I mean, the paint on the jelly plate. Look at that. I like that. Isn't that pretty? Yep. From a good beginning to there. Not that the marks I made at the beginning are actually showing, but there are some of the stencil things showing on the edge there. I don't know if you can see that, but I just think they look gorgeous. Kind of an eye looking thing, and circles. Can you see those? And you can see the copper in there. I can see the copper in there. I don't know that you can see the copper. Sometimes the photos it takes aren't exactly the same thing that you see in person. Plus, when it dries, it may look different. Anyway, that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your subscription, your comments, your liking, and all of it. Thank you. Bye.